I remember being on Market Street, seeing so many places were totally empty. Now you look around and you still see a lot of them are empty. I also have to be honest with you, it smells like urine right now. San Francisco lost tens of thousands of residents. Crime could not be stopped. A third of its buildings sat empty. Elon Musk called it a failed city.
We got punched, for sure. And the reputation, we deserved some of it.
That's San Francisco's new mayor.
I was not happy with the direction of our city. I wanted to see change just like everybody else.
Since taking office a year ago, you can already start to see change.
We had the lowest homicide rate here in San Francisco last year since 1954.
The new mayor has the numbers, but not everyone is convinced.
I was really optimistic, especially when Lurie was elected. But he seems to be interested in more his own image and how he's perceived versus the actual safety and the quality of life in the city itself.
I've come to San Francisco every year since the pandemic. That was when it was an absolute ghost town and no one wanted to be out on the streets after 6 p.m. Today I'm here to find out if one of America's most famous cities can actually come back and if the new mayor can turn it around.
San Francisco at the top of the list for people thinking about leaving.
That shooting happened right here in the middle of Columbus Avenue.
Elon Musk plans to close the company's San Francisco office in the coming weeks.
Behind me is the tallest building in San Francisco, the Salesforce Tower. And when it was built, it represented the peak of the San Francisco tech boom. Every year I come here, I keep asking the same question. How much worse can it get? The answer for a while was always worse. Between 2019 and 2023, the city lost 34,000 residents, the steepest population decline of any major county in the entire United States. Office vacancy went from near zero before the pandemic to nearly 37% at its peak. Retail still seems to be a main problem. Market Street is one of the most famous streets in this part of the city. It represents business and innovation. Just look how massive this San Francisco center was. And it's really crazy because I've been coming every year. I've been seeing the decline of it, but I wouldn't expect it to have totally shut down. Maybe cut in half and redeveloped or something, but it's completely dead. It's completely done. It's completely shut down. So it's been about 2 years since I stood at this intersection. And now, fast forward to today, 3 of the 4 corners are still basically for lease. This one is completely empty. This one is completely empty. This one still has the Barney sign, but there's some sort of art exhibition going on at the bottom, but it's effectively not being leased for retail. And it's crazy to imagine that year after year, places like this are just sitting empty, totally vacant in a prime real estate. This is the city that gave the world the iPhone, Twitter, Airbnb, a city that basically invented the modern tech economy, but it was watching its own downtown collapse and nobody seemed able to stop it. But then 2 things happened at almost exactly the same time. In November 2024, San Francisco residents voted out their incumbent mayor and elected Daniel Lurie, a philanthropist who had never held office a day in his life. He was sworn in on January 8th, 2025. And just as he took office, the AI boom that had quietly been building for a few years finally exploded. Do you feel like you're competing sometimes with the Menlo Parks, the Palo Altos in terms of where HQ and office space should be?
They're all in San Francisco now. We got OpenAI, we got Anthropic, we got Scale AI.
OpenAI alone has leased close to 1 million square feet in Mission Bay. AI companies have poured over $100 billion into venture capital in San Francisco between 2020 and 2025. That's more than the previous 2 tech booms combined. In 2025, 83 AI firms signed leases across the city. And according to CBRE, if this keeps up, AI could cut San Francisco's office vacancy rate in half by 2030, bringing 50 to 60,000 new jobs with it. The city that the world largely wrote off has now become the most important zip code in artificial intelligence. Just a couple years ago, this entire area felt empty. Most of these coffee shops and restaurants were boarded up. They said for lease. But now it looks like most of them are open. And even for a Friday, you see a good amount of office workers. But while Union Square is still struggling, the Ferry Building is hitting record numbers. Let's check it out. This building, the Ferry Building, is about 130 years old and it represents so much. Mayor Lurie tells me the Ferry Building is one of the biggest parts of the city's comeback. He says retail here is thriving, vacancy is low, and it's even become kind of a nighttime hotspot. I wanted to know what the real San Francisco looks like from the people who are actually living, visiting, and working here every day. Do you think San Francisco has come back?
Yes, gradually, yes.
And were you worried about it? Is it safe? Like, you see all this stuff online?
Not really. We felt we were pretty safe here.
There's a big misconception in San Francisco that it is a dangerous place. I think that crime definitely feels like it's gone down, but I know a lot of parts of the city don't feel that same way. Like the Mission, there's a lot of open air drug markets there still. There's a lot of open air drug use in the city.
In 2025, San Francisco recorded just 28 homicides. That's the lowest level since 1954. Car break-ins dropped 43%, hitting a 22-year low. And overall crime fell 25% in just 1 year. The mayor is eager to share these improvements.
I believe it's my job as mayor to create the conditions so that people want to be downtown, that they want to be out and about. Safety is number one. Public safety crime was down 30% in San Francisco last year. Our 10 count is the lowest it's been on since we started tracking it. Look around, the vibrancy is back, the hope, the optimism is back here in San Francisco.
There are still some areas in downtown that totally feel dead, as you can see. And I'm not just talking about like, okay, nobody's sitting here using the park benches, but even there, you still see a decent amount of for lease signs that you wouldn't necessarily see in like a city like Austin or New York. And I still feel like a lot of that comes down to the work from home versus return to the office debate. The hours of operation for this place is 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. meaning there's not enough foot traffic, there's not enough people in the afternoon or in the evening for them to even bother staying open. That says a lot about kind of the challenges of this area.
What about the working class San Franciscans that actually keep the city afloat, that actually pay and put back into the economy?
The same industry that's saving San Francisco could be about to break it as well. The industry filling up those office buildings is also building tech that could make millions of white-collar jobs obsolete. See, San Francisco is betting its comeback on AI, and AI is betting against the kind of economy San Francisco used to have. By the way, check out my full interview with San Francisco's mayor, along with my other interviews with Reid Hoffman and Gary Vee and more in my podcast, What's Uptin? The link is below.
Don't just keep your employees working 996, but
Yeah.
get them involved in our city.
America in general is putting all their chips in the AI basket, and Silicon Valley is always the epicenter of that. But I think later on in the year, the next 5 to 10 years, I feel like that push is going to be moved to other states. Like New York City, even Ohio is starting to get more startups there. Cheaper land, more population.
I'm at Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 39, one of the most famous hotspots for tourists in San Francisco. I've been visiting this place every year since 2020. Let's see what it's like. After 5 years of coming to this city, the shift is quite noticeable. San Francisco is improving, and the data supports that. Crime is down, investment is back, foot traffic is returning. And in just 1 year, Mayor Daniel Lurie is putting up numbers that you have to admit are impressive.
2 years ago, 22% of San Franciscans thought we were heading in the right direction. Today, 2/3 of San Franciscans think we're heading in the right direction.
Since coming to San Francisco once a year since the pandemic, I've never seen Union Square this crowded. Now, to be fair, there is a Blossom Festival happening, so there's an event going on, but it's still a good sign. I mean, you also see so many tour buses, which you normally haven't seen in years past. And you see way more people than you do homeless or police, which is again, a big contrast to just a couple years ago. But the comeback is not happening evenly across the city. Just a few blocks from here, Market Street still has lots of empty storefronts. Even in Union Square, some of the most prime corners are still up for lease, years into the recovery. So while parts of San Francisco feel busy and alive again, other areas are still in transition. And for many working class residents, the recovery is real, but it hasn't fully reached everyone just yet.
I always try to be optimistic that something will change, something will get better. I think, in pockets and little communities, things are getting better. There's a big saying in indigenous populations, if not us, then who?